22-20 we lost tonight. It was 4v4. Hello Nymera, how are you? Your stream topic is currently Elden Ring, by the way. Yeah, do you know what? I did a stream like excuse me, 2 or 3 years ago on my PS4, I think that was. I played Elden Ring. I'm going to probably be doing more streams, to be honest, playing more games and things. You know, I've missed out on playing games for 10 years. Someone said to me, what's your League IGN the other day? I haven't played League for about a year. As bad as that sounds, I write about it and I watch it, and I don't blooming have time to play it anymore. So yeah, let's update the stream thing before we do anything else. Let's see. I haven't streamed for a long time, by the way, and one of the reasons why I stopped doing my weekly streams recently was because I was struggling to talk. You know me. I wear my heart on my sleeve. It's hard for me to do a stream and not talk about, potentially selling the site. I thought I'd just wait. If it happens, it happens. I'll just do title chatting about sale of Esports News UK and my future. Okay. Do I tag IRL? Yep. No, it's not IRL, is it? It's just chatting. We're just chatting tonight. Category, just chatting. By the way, I don't know if I've got alerts set up properly on this because I'm not logged into the Esports News UK Twitch. There we go. I hope that's updated now. Yeah, there we go. That should be updated now. Hello, Cafox, how's it going? Crazy. I haven't done a stream for ages, have I? Now we're doing this one. Brod and friends, hope you got a hat-trick. I actually got about 5 goals tonight. Yeah, but like I say, there was like 20 each half. We just do little five-a-side things. Nomira says, I'm getting by, recovering from a long weekend. Hope you're keeping well too. Yeah, so you've been doing LEC stuff, haven't you, Nomira, recently? How have you been doing? Let me see if I can get the... God, I haven't done streaming for ages. Does this look okay? Can you see my screen okay? Hope that's all right. You did a hot dog thing, didn't you, recently? Nymera, I saw you in a hot dog outfit. Thank you for your kind words, by the way, everyone. It's been... I mean, you can look at it in 2 ways. It's obviously... I'm quite an emotional person. You might not always see that on socials and so on, but I did get quite upset this week thinking about it. And people might say, oh, Dom, yeah, but you're selling the site, right? You're getting some money for the site. But I think people that look at life in that way, yes, okay, I've sold the site. I still need to pay my bills and things, right? I'm still going to need to do whatever I'm going to do. A bit of freelance work with British Esports. I want to write a book, and I'll talk about that in more detail. If anyone has any questions, feel free to throw them in the chat. But this is 10 years, right? This has been 10 years of my life I've dedicated to UK esports, and I still want to dedicate my life to esports. I still love esports. I do think I need a bit of a break. I think if I have a break for a couple of months, or even just writing this book and be switched off from the news churn, the news grind, I think my love of esports will increase a bit more. And when I wrote my article today, I've put in there, maybe I've lost my passion a little bit for esports. I've still got that passion, but when you're doing something for year in, year out, and it's constant, just an article here, just an article there, and it's like, my kids are saying, Dad, can you play Pokemon with me, or Mario Kart, or can we... sometimes it works where you bridge the two, right? Dad, can we watch the LEC? All right, I don't get to watch the LEC too often with my son. I might be doing other things or going out. It's weekend. I'm going to enjoy esports, I think, for the next few months now as a viewer, which is how I started writing about esports. I used to watch the ESL UK Premiership right back in the day, which was, for any of you watching this who weren't following it back then, it's basically what the NLC is now, except in the NLC we have the Nordics as well, right? And Malta. Hi, Duffy, how's it going, mate? Even got me to log into Twitch for once. Hope all is well, mate. We need to... How long... I mean, I haven't played League in about a year, David. What about you? We should have another match at some point. Get some raging going of the... iCrazy says we've got a big Apex team announcement soon. iCrazy, you're going to have to remind me which team you're with now. Apologies. Nathan says, I was so confused why I was not following, but realised it's not the Ian UK channel. Hello, Nathan. How are you doing, mate? I've got a picture of you, and it's very hard to pick these 12 photos. I tried to pick pictures with freelancers I've worked with over the years, and just a few personalities and things, and just things that jumped out at me. I think I looked in the back end of Esports News UK and just typed in interview, and it came up with a few like interviews I've done, and that was the first picture there. That at the top left is ex-Peke, one of the first interviews I did back in Worlds 2015 in London. Just some nice little pictures to remind me of it all. iCrazy says, guess us at UK Esports got to step up and be that void. Well, there you go. Yeah, and if you're not following them, please do. Is it UK underscore Esports? There we go. You're very CS focused though, aren't you? There we go. Look, welcome to our CS2 roster. There's nothing wrong with that. And, it's been hard for me because I've tried to be that jack of all trades in recent years, and I've covering multiple games, and I think in doing that, I don't want to say like I've alienated my League of Legends readers and community. I'll always write about the NLC. Well, I hope to, still keep following it and tweeting about it and whatever else. But, we've got such great talent in other games. I think it'd be remiss of me to not write about CS or Rocket League or whatever it is, FC, FIFA and all that stuff as well. So I tried to do a bit of everything. Hey Lena, how are you? Hello, just turned up. Hopefully I haven't missed anything. You haven't really missed anything at all. Annex Esports, that's it. Okay, good luck. Hannah, hi, how are you? And I've been wanting to arrange calls with all the great freelancers I've worked with over the years, and haven't been able to yet. So Hannah, let's get a time in the diary. Give me a shout. I'd love to have catch-up calls. Actually, this is a good time. Anyone wants to have a catch-up call with me at some point over the next few months, just drop me a note and I'll get it in the calendar. And because I'm going to get writing my book at some point. I still have a backlog of content to get through. I think it's going to take me probably another week or so. Esports News UK doesn't belong to me anymore, but I've promised interviews and things, and you may have seen I've done a few interviews recently. I've interviewed Gio, who's been a caster for quite a while and is now doing different things, going into music and things like that. I thought that was interesting because I've seen a few casters branch out into other entertainment and so on. And I did these interviews a while ago, so apologies to Gio and Mitsuko of Yume Talent, and both great interviews. I really enjoyed doing them, and I think today's one especially is a bit more on topic, right? Because what is it like working as an esports agent representing the likes of Cajal and all of that? Really interesting, and I've seen that Shocks and a few others have retweeted this, so that's very kind, and it's nice to do this as one of my final articles. I think, like I say, I'm sort of leaving Esports News UK as the owner of Esports News UK on a high. NLC's never been stronger, right? Which is just fantastic. So I'm still going to be doing content, guys. I'm still going to be doing stuff. I've set up a Substack. I don't know what the link is. I've barely written anything on there, but I've just saved it for now. Let me have a look here. Is that it here? There we go. So there's a Substack there I can put in for you. And yeah, any questions people have, just feel free to ask me. Mirai, hi Mirai, how are you? When's the late April Fool's announcement? Do you know what? I've got to be honest with you all, right? When I saw that the agreement had been agreed and everything, and the contract and all that, I was like, this is going to be near April Fool's. And I was thinking, usually most years I like to do an April Fool's article. This year I had so much going on with the sale, it really crossed my mind. I was thinking, do I announce this on April Fool's Day and do the ultimate double bluff? And my wife said that's not a good idea at all. And I think she's right. She's my better half, and I listened to her. So who thinks Mrs. Sacco is right? That I'll do the announcement today and not yesterday on April Fool's Day? Or who would have preferred me to do this as an April Fool's? Because I don't think it would have been right in hindsight, to be honest. Crazy saying our main focus is pushing CS, as I felt putting my focus towards one esport is easier. It is, yeah, and I think that's one of the difficulties. If I'd have been able to grow a bigger team, if there was more money in esports journalism, I would have loved to have. I've often thought about doing little silo sites, whatever. We've had good publications focused on Rocket League over the years, and this, that, and the other. I probably wouldn't have done CS because we already have UK CS:GO, don't we? Jack says, excited for you, Dom. Hope all goes well with the sale and for you getting time off. Thanks very much. I don't know how much time I'm going to have off yet. It's still early days. David says, pencil me in. Yeah, please DM me. Also, apologies to people. I've got a lot of DMs on Discord and Twitter I haven't been able to get onto today. I had to look after the kids for a bit in the afternoon. I've been doing that Mitsuko interview. And then I had football this evening, so I've been a bit all over the place. Hannah says, very excited for the book. End of an era, but the start of a new one too. And I'm thinking about, how I approach that book. I don't think you can approach a book about esports. I mean, I've never been focused on money and revenues. Maybe I should have a bit, right? Because it's been hard. I've been a bit of a one-man band at times. We've obviously helped from freelancers now and then. Hi Aston, thanks for following. The alerts aren't coming through with sound for some reason. I don't know why it's doing that. That's really annoying. So I can't see the alerts, annoyingly. But thank you to people following and everything. But yeah, Hannah's now following. I want to do like. Should we move that? Should we make that a bit smaller? I want to write about my time in esports journalism and esports content, because I think towards the end of my time as owner, I wasn't really doing Lunacast. I wasn't really doing a lot of journalism, so to speak. Right, I was doing a few patch notes articles and info on the Birmingham Major in Rocket League. What time does it start? And who's the caster lineup? And doing that, content for search, which I don't really want to do all the time, to be honest. I want to do in-depth interviews. I want to do investigative pieces, and maybe I'm not as brave as I used to be because I've learned so much over the years, and I know how to. I'm good at avoiding legal threats now, right? I've had a few of those over the years, which I'll talk about in the book. But my book isn't going to be designed to, someone said to me the other day, have you got a publisher, Dom? I'm not. It's not really for me. If someone approaches me, I'll talk to them. But I don't think esports books sell that well. And what I'm thinking of doing is, I'm doing it for me because I want to write about it, and also write about my background and what gaming was like in the early 90s and so on, right? I'm going to talk about that, going to my game shop and playing in tournaments, and that's where my early competitive side from. Early tournaments, Bomberman, Street Fighter on the SNES and stuff like that. I'm going to talk about all that stuff, and if it bores people a little bit, so be it. But there will be some juicy bits in the book as well. But the book is going to be more designed for something I want to do. It's almost like a business card. You talk to someone. Oh, how can I get in touch? Well, okay, yeah, here's this page, and there's a link to my book on there. Or I wrote a book about that if you want to read it. And I don't know. I'm not going to charge much for it. And I have been actually thinking of doing a thing where people can pay what they want for it. It's going to be more of like an ebook thing, isn't it? Anyway, Naimera says, I think Gio's made a clean break with esports now too, going totally different direction. Yeah. And she's still doing esports as well, right? She's not moving on from esports. She's doing, she did the World Series of Warzone last year as well. Yeah, I think it's a good topic because, I'll be honest, like, I do feel like there's a bit of a weight lifted from me now announcing this. Well, I have a bit more freedom to do, and I sometimes describe my work. I have described to some people as like I'm sort of my own prisoner, right? I've built a site up. I don't want to leave the site. I feel like I have a duty to produce content, and as you become more known, people expect you to do content, right? And that can stress you out a bit. And I'm very reluctant to post things on my Twitter that aren't to do with esports. You know, I sometimes post some Arsenal stuff. I've got my Arsenal shirt on here. I'll sometimes post about other bits and pieces, but I don't really want to bore people. I'm known for esports, whereas now you'll probably see more of my personal side come out a bit more, I think. Luna says, I would love to have a catch up if I can find a time to work. Yeah, please do. I should have more time now. I've got a lot of messages to catch up on me here. Bear with me, please. Naimera says, I think Esports News UK has had a great year or two, especially with Worlds and MSI in London recently. Gave you a lot of steam. Worlds last year was really good for me. Let me try and find a thing here. I had record stats for that. I was really proud of that. But I'll tell you what though, a lot of that came down to the freelancers I had. Cecilia and Patty did an amazing job. Just trying to find it here if I can bring it up on LinkedIn for you. There we go. Yeah, so I had, there are some numbers, 11 million impressions. I mean, I did have a weird viral tweet, right? I did have an odd, I can't get the link to that, annoyingly. I did have a weird viral tweet which helped, but that was fantastic, and it's really nice. Even Aegon by OC, one of my main partners, have said to me, they still want to do stuff with me. I'm sure there's things I can do. I don't have mega amounts of followers on socials, but I feel like people will still know who I am. As long as I'm still saying hi, I'm still doing things. I'll still be writing articles, on whether it's on Substack or probably right straight into Twitter. And the new owners as well. I may be doing stuff for them. It's still to be confirmed, but that'll be weird. Writing for someone on the site I created. I can't really get my head around that. It's going to be unusual. But they're a nice bunch. They have requested as part of the agreement not to be named. I have had a few people saying to me, it's not Saudi, is it, Dom? And I'll just make it clear now, no, it isn't. But please don't start guessing or anything like that, because I don't really want to do that. But yeah, I'm trying to catch up on all these messages here. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in. It's very kind. Hannah said, I'm with your wife on this one. Sorry, I'm really catching up on the chat. Yeah, she was the right one, definitely. And Naimira says as well. And Jack. Affinity says, she's right, but it would have been iconic. Hi, Affinity, how are you? And I saw your kind words as well. And I will be, actually, for anyone around this area, near where I live in Suffolk, we have a... how can I find this here? I announced... I think I announced it on the Esports News UK one. Hang on. We're doing a panel at a Norwich Games Festival recently. Here we go, and Affinity's going to be there. And we've got a few people from Suffolk as well. Thank you, Affinity's travelling down. We've got a few people from the area. Saf Cow, who's really well known in the FC space. Joe Brady, top esports photographer. Hazza, another top caster like Affinity as well. And have I seen today as well? Hazza on the the VCT EMEA. Well done to Hazza there. I retweeted something earlier. I don't think it was these tweets. I think it was one from Jacob. But amazing. Hazza and Cairo there. Look at that. I hope I've changed the stream thing. Yeah. So we've got. Let me go back to that. This is happening so I'll still be doing things like this, right? This is Norwich Games Festival, May 31st, Saturday, 1:45. There, and annoyingly, it's paid tickets. I didn't realise that was happening until after they got me on board. But yeah, look, Gregan's going to be there as well. So there's quite a few esports talent in the east of England. Slayer John, hey John, how are you? John says, congrats on the sale. Thanks again for all the support over the years. No problem, John. I wanted to do a stream as well because when I wrote the announcement, yes, I'm a writer. But there are some people who just want to. Oh, you can't see the details there. Can I zoom out a bit? Oh, this is annoying. Hang on. There we go. Yeah, I wanted to do a stream. Some people prefer video, don't they, and just talking and everything. Oh God, my phone's crashed. Hang on. Luna says my wife was defo right. Yeah, everyone's saying it. Hi Temporal, how are you? Cameron says, evening Mr. Saka, just wanted to pop in and say you're forever a legend and good luck in your future endeavours. Thank you, Cameron. Find your next Esports News UK, mate. New opportunities will come your way, I'm sure. Thank you. Well, I will say on that note as well, I hope, by the way, I hope Twitch is saving this VOD. Do I have to have a certain setting to do that? I hope it's saving this VOD. I assume I can get it through Twitch, the back end, and then put it live somewhere on YouTube. But yeah, I wanted to say there are no non-competes in this agreement I've signed. So if I wanted to set up superUKesports.com tomorrow, I could if I wanted to. But I don't, not at the moment anyway. I don't really want to do that. I feel I've done this for 10 years. Let's do some other bits. Let's do my book. You know, I'd like to do a course in the future for aspiring writers or journalists and help them. But then at the same time, I'm quite old school, aren't I? Right? I'm not like a Jake Lucky or a Jacob Howe who have mastered the art of hitting that Twitter algorithm and social media algorithm and short form video algorithm. I was alright on TikTok. My views and likes were pretty good on TikTok actually, and I quite enjoyed TikTok, so I probably will set up a new TikTok account, like a Dom Sacco one or something, and maybe I'll talk about journalism and things on there. I don't know yet. The Sacco Tell-All, the Sacco Bible. Yeah, I'm catching up on the messages now about all the book. Affinity says, new item on the bucket list just dropped. Movie adaptation of the Dom Sacco book. Well, Affinity, who would be cast as me? I mean, Jason Statham, maybe? Is that, you know... he looks a bit like me, doesn't he? Oh, here we go. What do you think, everyone? Jason Statham could play Dom Sacco. Hang on a minute. Let me move this here. Here we go. What do you think? What do you think here? Okay, right a bit close. Okay. I can't sort out the blooming. I want to go this side. There we go. I don't know. Jason Statham to play Dom Sacco in the movie adaptation of the book about UK esports. Shall we cast Jack Black? Mel said. Namera says, I can imagine the esports grind is very all-consuming. It is, isn't it? It's hard to get a break. It's hard to get downtime. And when you're constantly writing about League of Legends, maybe that's why I haven't played League of Legends in so long. When you're constantly writing about it, and you're constantly following it, it's hard. By the way, is my volume too loud on my microphone? It's going up a little bit high here. 1 2 1 2. Is that better? I don't know. Cafox, as Russ has said, any esports events in the calendar for you at the moment? There's the Norwich Games Festival one, which is less esports, more general gaming. I've been enjoying doing Pokemon. I'm found an amazing group, my local, because I took my son to the championships in London recently, and he was so inspired by the winner. The winner was a British boy, and in the junior category. The junior category is people aged, I think, 13 and under or 12 and under, something like that. My oldest son is 8 now, 8 and a half, so he's really inspired. So we found a local, and we're learning to play the game. We're going to learn to play the game at a better level than what we've played at previously, right? So I'm looking forward to doing tournaments and things like that. There's shout out to Nathan Edmonds, if Nathan's still in the chat. So the next esports breakfast event has been announced, and the first one was really good. There's some great decision makers there, great people, you know, your Sam Cooks of the world. Jacob Howe was there, Wouter, who, you know, was CEO of Fnatic back in the day, and led Excel Esports back in the day. There was all these kind of people there. It was really good. How many people were there? If Nathan's in the chat, he'll be able to tell you. It's probably, what was there, Nathan? 50 to 80 or something? Look at that doggo there. Lovely. Dog pick for timeline. Thank you, Nathan. When was it announced? I feel like it was only announced recently. Nathan, why is your event not on your social media? You're supposed to be a social media maestro. Unless I'm missing it here. I can't see it. Oh, Eventbrite is a pain in the neck on my computer. It's not loading properly. Here it is. I found it through Google. It's almost like you need a news site to write an article about it. Actually, that's on my list. I need to write an article about the first one. I still need to do that. Here it is. So this is the next one I'll be going to. A price has appeared. The first one was free, Nathan. What do you have to say for that? Aston says, been loving your Pokemon trading card game posts. It's a great place to get into. It is. It's just a bit hard to get the new stuff. But I've been enjoying the Pocket app as well and the Shining Revelry set. That's been great so far. Yeah, Cameron, it can be your worst enemy. It's sometimes, yeah, your own worst enemy. I'm trying to catch up on all the chat here. Let me try and get through this here. Yeah, Seal products hard to get. The game is in a good place if you don't care about the art card. Yeah, I don't care about the art cards, luckily. But I'd like to collect like base sets, you know, and just play it. Yeah, it is natural to question it a bit, Nightmare. I agree. The buyer not wanting to be named. Affinity said, I'm doing good, looking forward to the panel. So I'm about 5 minutes behind, aren't I, here? Jack says, need to get my ticket booked for this. Sounds like an interesting panel. Oh, okay, I guess that's the Norwich one. Broad Sports News UK coming soon. Let's do it. Message me. Tully! Hey, Tully, what are you doing in here? Full-time World of Warcraft Classic era. Tully is one of my IRL friends who I've known for a very, very long time, who I first met at secondary school years ago. He moved to my school in Billericay, and I showed him around, and I had imported, this is how old I am, right? Pokemon Red and Blue wasn't even out in the UK, and there was such a hype about it in the games magazines and things. I imported Pokemon Red from America to play it because it worked on UK English Game Boys or whatever, and I met this guy Tully, and I got talking to him about games and said, I've got a game called Pokemon. He went, oh, I've got that. And I didn't believe him at first because I was like, yeah, I had to import this, right? You've got to know stuff. And he's like, yeah, I've got Pokemon Blue. And I was like, I've got Pokemon Red. So we traded and everything. And then when Pokemon did come out in the UK, like half a year later, it absolutely blew up. And we were the two cool kids who already had level 80s, level 100s. They're like, Dom and Tully have got all the best Pokemon. They've completed the game already. And then the cards came out, right? I've got the base set actually here somewhere. Here we go. I've got the original base set here. It isn't Jungle and Fossil and all that. It's just the base cards. And I don't know fully what this is worth. I've seen mixed things online. Probably 500 to £1,000. So compared to the newer cards, not really a lot. But I will say I do have a rare card in here, and I just got lucky with this. This is from school. So this one here. Any card nerds in here? So if you look at a normal card, can you see that shadow around the picture of the Pokemon? Right, that's what most cards have. But some of the early print ones didn't have that shadow, and these are called shadowless. So I've got a shadowless Charmander there, and I looked that up. Again, I don't know how much it's worth, but I think it's a few hundred. I could be wrong with that. So yeah, I've got, and this will one day go to my son. I think. I don't think I'm gonna. Oh God, I've done the wrong numbers here now, haven't I? Bloody hell! Just do that. So yeah, I'm enjoying the Pokemon cards, and Tully is. Well, I told him about the Pocket app the other day, so we're going to be doing that as well. Yeah, so Tully's saying full-time World of Warcraft Classic era. Well, Tully, I'm tempted. I've streamed Warcraft a few times. I'm tempted now. But the player housing, have you heard of the player housing that's coming out as well, Tully? Right, that's retail. Wow. So you'd have to play it. But I'm tempted to do hardcore. If I'm going to do WoW Classic, I'm tempted to really go for it, or maybe have 2 characters. But I don't think I'd have time for that. Now Mara says I would really want to do a gaming or esports convention. Oh, thank you very much for that donation. Together NCL. I've been reading, watching your stuff for a while. It's bittersweet seeing you selling the site. Let me try and catch up. On that. Together NCL. I really appreciate that. I'm not doing this. I could have done this on the Esports News UK stream, but I thought if I'm going to be using this stream more going forwards, do this one. And it's not an affiliate stream, so I don't have subscription, so I'm not expecting anything. There's some old buttons on there, but I appreciate that. I don't expect any donations, but thank you very, very much. That's very kind. I'll get onto your message in a second. Jace. Hi, Jace. How are you? Thank you for following. Earth said... Namira says, Greg went to uni with Gregan. Nice. Hey, Gregan's great. Earth says, lovely interview with Mitsuka. I really enjoyed reading it. Great job. Hope we get to see more Lost Retainers League coverage. Congrats on the sale. Thanks very much. If I was setting up a news site now and news sites, I could do a whole site just on Lost Retainers. I mean, there's multiple clip channels about them, isn't there? There's so much news coming out of and updates. And I think, to be honest, this is one of the reasons why I've sold my website, is because I was struggling to keep up. I think had this offer not come in, and this offer came in around the finals of NLC, which was strange, it felt like the right time, I would have grown a team, I think, to cover the NLC better, because I was struggling. I was struggling to keep up with everything. I would need a team, or like a freelancer, like one person per esports organisation or something, right? Because there's so much going on with each organisation. It's very, very hard to keep up. But the NLC is absolutely flying, and it's changed so much. To keep up with it now, you can just follow the streamers, can't you? And you can just follow the orgs and the people involved and the casters and the official NLC channels, and they do such a great job of it. When I set up Esports News UK, we didn't have a lot of coverage on socials. I don't even think we had plays being shared. We didn't have clips from matches and things. Or if we did, there wasn't many of them at all. Now you've got too much content, and it's very hard to fit in around that, I think. Jay says, Dom, you're the guy. Thank you very much. Oh, Mika. Hi, Mika. How are you? Says you can manually save the VOD after this stream. If not, okay, thanks. Mel says you can link YouTube and Twitch so your VODs automatically update. Yeah, I did that with Esports News UK. I didn't do it with Sacco Potatoes. Jay says you deserve a good break. I do. Thank you. Jack says it would be good to get a breath of fresh air and not immediately compete with what you just made. Yeah, I completely agree. I've done that enough now. Right, I've not had enough, but I need a bit of a change. Cat Fox says maybe you could media train players. I mean, you've put a ha-ha there, Cat Fox. I've thought about that. I've done a bit of media training before. I had a PR agency. approached me a few years ago saying, Dom, we've got this client who need a bit of help with their media training. They keep leaking announcements and things when they shouldn't. Can you do a mock interview with them and grill them? And I quite enjoyed that. And then after I did the mock interview, I did like a feedback session with them. I could do that. It's just whether I'd enjoy it or not. Because when I went full time with Esports News UK 4 years ago, or whenever it was, 4 or 5 years ago, I thought I wouldn't make enough from journalism to make a living. And I started to offer consultancy. And that was okay. I did a little bit of it here and there, helping people understand esports and this and that. But I'll be honest, I didn't enjoy it that much. I don't want to sit on calls all day talking about business information. That's not me. I want to be watching the streams and talking to people and covering those interesting stories and things. That's what I want to do. But I think, and I know, right, players can be difficult. Other people can be difficult in esports and outside of esports as well. So I'd have to think about that, whether I'd want to do that. I think I could do that though. Yeah, I think I could have fun with that. I would love to do more research into it. I'd love to be able to talk to people who give media training to footballers, because they are very, very good. You rarely get a footballer interview after a match, even if they've let a last minute goal in and lost the league or something like that. You rarely get a footballer interview that's like a crazy thing. They're few and far between. They're very, very well trained. So yeah, I would be interested in that. You know, I will make a note of that, Catbox. Yeah, there's lots I can do, right? There's lots I can have a think with. We'll see. I would like to stream more, definitely. Mel says I love TikTok. I like it as well. I haven't posted on there in a while. Make sure to have VODs enabled. Create a dashboard, VOD settings, store broadcasts. I think I do. Mark Strong. Oh God, I'm miles behind on the chat. Sorry, I'm up to the bit about what's his name, Jason Statham. Someone said Mark Strong. Jace said Mark Strong. Who is Mark Strong? Oh, that guy. Yes, I know him. I did. Hang on a minute. How old? He's 61 years old. Stop! Don't put 2 decades on me, will you? I think he looks quite good for 61. To be fair. What do you think? Maybe. He's too old though, isn't he? That's the only thing with him. Mark Strong. My God. Brod says turn your webcam back on, Dom. Can you not see me? Is it? Am I not on? Can you not see me? Cameron says my DMs are open. Got to go now. Oh, no worries, Cameron. Thanks very much for tuning in. Oh, I only see Jason. Oh, that's weird. I could see it on my screen. Can you not see me, guys, at the bottom left? Oh no, what? How the hell's that happened? Oh, bloody hell. Hang on a minute. Oh yeah, no, I am there. Strange. Yeah, Jason, I am playing TCG. Yeah, just starting it, yeah. Aston says the Pokemon winner who inspired your son goes to my locals. He's really good. Excellent. Well, there was a young girl at my local who I thought was familiar, and I've got a feeling she might have been in the finals as well. And because I remember being at the championships, and they said that this girl is from Suffolk or something like that, and I thought, oh, interesting. So we might have one at a good young player where I am as well. That's brilliant. Oli Caron says I burned out on so hard on esports in Paris. I barely even watch anymore, let alone play. Yeah, I haven't. Luckily, I've been able to keep on top of burnout recently, but I do hear you. I get it now and then. Drop the TCGP friend code. Yes, I should. How do I... That's a good point. So anyone who likes TCG Pocket, I'm going to get the friend code now. Because I've only got one friend on there at the moment. Like I say, just Tully, my old school friend. Let me bring this up and I'm going to share it. Okay, how do I... Let me find it. There we go. Okay. Let me know if you do add me, and then I will. So there's my friend code is in the chat there. That's my TCG Pokemon Pocket friend code. Use code Sacco for 100% off. Nathan, where are your messages on the next event? Were you off the stream when I said that? Is it all... Why have you added a price to it? Importing games, the good old days, yeah. Yo, some Shadowless bits are really cool, yeah. Damn, Shadowless Charmander, that's a good card to have, yeah. Maybe you can help me value it, Aston. I don't know anything about that stuff. Cafox says there's a running joke about Baus requiring media training, which is what I was reminded about. Well, I mean, the thing with Baus is... I think he's all right with the things he's saying. He knows how to... He generates headlines with what he's saying, right? We're going to win Worlds in 2 years, and I'm the best top laner, and there's no top laner in LEC that's better than me, and all this stuff. I think fans quite like that. I like those things. It's not like he's... he's not too drama focused, is he? Duffy says 100% Mark Strong, great actor. It was a joke, Dom. No, it's all good. It's all good. No. Wait like 3 minutes chat till he catches up. I'm catching up. Together NCL, thank you very much again. Temporal says sent you one. A friend request. Okay. Baus is funny. He's not serious, Jace. Yep, 100%. Except when he's calling Tiger Mask boosted and just talking about baiting and being funny. Yeah. I think I'm caught up on the chat now. I've caught up on the chat. Is there anything else I want to chat about? How long have I been streaming for? 45 minutes, so not that long. Anything in here I want to go into more detail around? And listen, right, I want to focus on the positives from this as well. Not just I'm going to have more time for my kids and that stuff, but also Esports News UK is with new owners, and those new owners are interested in talking to the freelancers I've worked with and so on. So if this creates more paid work in the esports written content and journalism space, then that's great. And if we get more content on Esports News UK than the 2 articles I've been doing a day at the moment, two to three sometimes, that's going to be great, isn't it? So let's see what happens there. That could be positive. Anything else I want to talk about here? Yeah, I've covered a lot of this stuff. It's a real shame there aren't that people don't want to read esports magazines, because I would love to work in magazines again, or think about doing that, or be a freelancer or something. Maybe I can write about esports for PC Gamer and things like that. I would love to have a column or something in a magazine like that. I would love to do that. That's something else I'm going to write down, actually. A UK esports column. How good would that be? In I don't know if I want to say a newspaper, but they still have readership. A good newspaper, some kind of column, or something like that would be quite fun. Aston says, if you ever get Pokemon TCG Live, the online client, let me know if you want to play some games. Yeah, I'm tempted to get that as well. Now, can you collect cards in that as well, Aston, or is it more of playing the game? Because Shining Revelry, I'm obsessed with the Pocket, because the Shining Revelry set is only in that, right? And I'm doing quite well with that. Hannah says, if you have time post-stream, I'm online this evening, available to chat. Oh, thanks, Hannah. Do you know what? I don't think I'm going to get time today because it's 11. But please message me and let's arrange something. David says, sent a request. You'll know it's me because it's literally the same name everywhere. I think you're on my Nintendo Switch as well. Oh, by the way, who saw the Nintendo Switch news today? If people don't know yet, the Nintendo Switch 2 release date and price has been announced. Let me try and find a UK. There we go. Mario Kart World is the new Mario Kart game, which my kids are really excited about already. So in the UK it will retail at £395 or $429 with Mario Kart. I think I'll get it with Mario Kart. And the only thing is, this is the first time I'm buying a new console where my son wants it more than me. So we're going to have to share. I've said to him we're going to have to share it, right? I'll play it in the evenings when you're asleep, and you can play it whatever after school if you've done your homework and stuff. So yeah, and it's coming out June the 5th. There we go. So anyone who likes Nintendo and you haven't seen that already, that was announced today as well. What's huge release stream, Temporal? Get this man on The Guardian. Yeah, I know there's a good writer actually at The Guardian, Keith Stewart, who I met at Worlds, randomly met at Worlds London finals, the T1 finals. It was nice to finally meet him. Mika said, Dom will next be caught up in chat, just in time to play Mario Kart World with his kids. Oi, you. That's very cheeky, but it is true, so I can't complain. The paid tech demo for it. What is that? Mario Kart, Jack? Is that what you're saying? Well, surely it's going to be a full game, though, isn't it? I mean, that looks pretty decent. It's going to be a full. I'd expect it to be a big game. Oh, huge release stream. Sorry, the Switch. Yeah. Mel says, me. 100%. Together NCL, dreading trying to bag a pre-order for this. Yeah, well, no, they have them on. They had them on Smith's Toys earlier, and I didn't do it because I thought, do I want to do this straight away? There's gonna be stock, isn't there? Oh shit! Maybe I should have pre-ordered it when I had the chance. It's out of stock already. God damn! I didn't want to pay that money for something that's months away from release. I'll go to a store or something and try it. I'm not going to be racing around. I hope Nintendo don't do stock nonsense with this. I hope it's not like Pokemon cards. Everyone's going to get one eventually. We had issues with PS5, didn't we? I'm in no rush. Metroid Prime 4 looks massive too. I need to think about getting a new TV. Metroid Prime. Do you know what, Temporal? I haven't played a Metroid Prime since the original Metroid Prime on the GameCube. That was my... and I loved that. But then they released quite a lot of them, and I just, for some reason, didn't buy the other ones. But this one, Prime 4, I like the look of it. Holikaran says, need to get that sub button to fund the Switch 2. Yeah. He said, I'm not bothering with it. Weak lineup and LCD screen. I'll wait for OLED. Yeah, I'm sure there's going to be more decent games announced. And also, the reason why I want to get it is my eldest son will play it and his Switch will go to my younger twins. So they're of a good age now. They're five and a bit. They're getting better. Poor kids have got my old Nintendo Wii U to play on with really old games on that. So, and they keep playing the same old ones like Mario Maker and Mario Tennis and all this, Mario 3D World. So I want them to get a Switch so they can play more games on it as well. Mario Kart game costs 70 quid each on its own, does it? Well, it makes sense to get it with the console then, doesn't it? Catholic says the last console I bought was a Switch, I think. Yeah, it's stood the test of time, hasn't it? It's a good console. MQS says, get Dom on Vice magazine or Dazed and Confused. It's nice. Hi Jeff, how are you? Jeff says, Dom, UK Esports Champion, heart. Much love for all the coverage over the years. Thank you, Jeff. And same to you, mate, as well. And it's things change, don't they? I wish, you could come back to Rocket League with Resolve and do some more bits there. And what are you up to now, Jeff? Aston says, you can collect all the same cards as real life. Right, the client is more catered to playing than collecting, though, as it was built as a practice tool, has no microtransactions. Okay. Oh, well, that is appealing to me. If it has no microtransactions, I do quite like that. Oh, there's a tech demo that comes with a Switch. Got it. Okay. Oh, Temporal says there's a proper pre-order system that prioritises gameplay time on the Switch One with your Nintendo account. That's great. Mel says, I just bought the OLED for 150 quid with Minecraft. I'm happy as Larry. That's a very good deal, Mel. 150. That's great. Is that a second-hand one? Duffy says, yeah, like how PS5 had Astro's Playroom to show you how the controller works. Got it, yeah. Switch has welcome tool. I haven't watched the stream. I need to watch that today. I've only seen the news post on it. Duffy's bought a Retroid Pocket 5. What's that? I'm having a ball rediscovering my childhood. Kai Bet, how are you? Reese, thanks very much for following my my personal stream and being here. What's a Retroid Pocket 5? I don't know what that is. I'm guessing it's some kind of retro machine. Oh, there we go. Oh, that looks cool, doesn't it? See, I have a Switch Lite, and it's kind of like that. It looks like a Super Nintendo, doesn't it? So what does this play then? This... Is it like you load anything onto it? Is it like an emulator thing? Ah, Android. Okay, yeah, I'm guessing you load stuff on it, right? Or is it like a mini PC or something? Together NCL says, getting to play Tony Hawk, Mario Kart and whatever else on the go is good enough for me. Never really got into the original Switch yet. So got a back catalogue to go through. And that's the good thing about the new Switch, right? It's backwards compatible with the original Switch as well. Jeff says, I'd love nothing more than to keep competing with Resolve, but not sure how likely that is, unfortunately. I've DM'd you with some more exciting news, though. Oh, great. Give me... we're in the second half of the week already, aren't they? It's going to take me this week, I think, to get through my DMs, possibly the weekend, the amount of views I've had. Kaibet says, I feel like this is like a secret stream. Welcome, Kaibet. This is the elusive Sacco Potatoes stream, and I'm going to stream more on this in the future, and I'm going to stream games. And I felt that pressure whenever I streamed on Esports News UK. I felt that pressure of, I need to do the news and talk about esports, and then I just didn't feel that relaxed when I was playing games and World of Warcraft and stuff like that. So maybe I'll stream a bit more. But yeah, and the Sacco Potatoes name as well. By the way, I've got a funny picture I'm going to show everyone here. The Sacco Potatoes name. Oh, bloody hell. That comes from my dad. That was a nickname he had at school. Someone just called him like a sack of potatoes, right? Sacco. Sacco Potatoes, and I thought it was quite funny when he told me stories about him being at school and all of that stuff. So that's my streamer name, maybe, right? And that's why I had like a funny I need to put the emojis on this Twitch channel, but when I had emojis created, or the emotes, whatever they are, I had like a little sort of like face on a potato emoji thing, so I'm going to do that. But yeah, on the name Sacco Potatoes, let me try and find. I don't know if I'm going to be able to find this. Hang on. Where would I have put this picture? Where would I have put this picture? I'm just looking on my Facebook a minute because I think this would explain this would explain it quite well. It'd be quite funny. Found it. Okay. So my good friends at uni, who I'm still friends with now, met up with them a few months ago actually, turned up to my 21st birthday party at uni, dressed up in sacks of potatoes that they had specially printed with Sacco Potatoes 21 years old. And it's a low-res pic, so you can't see the picture of me that well. But I absolutely loved that. They absolutely made my birthday that year, turning up to my birthday party in those costumes. So that's where the Sacco Potatoes name comes from. Should I make merch? Should I make Sacco Potatoes merch? Maybe there's an idea. Mel says Switch was second hand. Okay, wasn't even used because the seller didn't have time. Ah, nice. Okay, that's good. It hasn't been played. Currently playing the remastered Lego Harry Potter collection. Well, do you know what, Mel? I've got so many games on my PS4 now that I'm going to have time to play. Do you know, I'm serious, I've got about 250 games that I've got from what's the thing you pay £50 a year, you get 2 free games a month, right? I've got so many built up from that, and just cheap sales and this and that. I've got loads of Lego games. I'm playing through Lego DC Supervillains with my son. We've nearly finished that now, and we've done Star Wars. The next one is going to be Harry Potter, so I'm looking forward to that. And listen, I still haven't played Hogwarts Legacy. When I mentioned that on Twitter, I did have a few people reaching out to me saying, here's why you're not going to play that game, Dom, or why you shouldn't play it. And listen, I'm obviously not an advocate of J.K. Rowling, but I have learned over the years to try and separate the art from the artist. And if someone's made, a group of developers have made a fun game about Harry Potter that got a lot of good reviews and I enjoyed playing it, I'm going to play it and separate the art from the artist if you can. Jack says, I'm going to shoot. Sorry, Jack, I missed your message, but good stream, Dom. Excited for the future of you and Esports News. Was a blast meeting you back at the birthday party a few years back. 100%. Thank you very much, Jack, for tuning in. Kybet says, how are you doing, my friend? I'm surprisingly good, actually, Reese. I was saying at the start of the stream, I feel like a weight's lifted a little bit. And I'm not going anywhere, right? I'm still going to be following esports. I've built up a fantastic community, or I've tapped into a fantastic community, and I've built up a lot of these connections. I'm still going to be in touch. I'm still going to be following the NLC. I'm still going to be seeing what's happening in the LEC. See posts of Nymera dressed up as a hot dog on the LEC broadcast. I'm still going to be seeing Ruddy and Bulldog and all these teams, and I'm still going to be around. I'm just not going to be doing as much content as I did, and that's for the new owners of the site to manage that. But I still have a bit of a backlog to get through at the moment. Okay, Dave, Duffy, I've caught up there. Yeah, it runs Android on that thing. Right, okay. Mine's set up as an emulation station. I still don't have a Steam Deck. I don't really need a Steam Deck, but I would like something like that. Carbet says, is this the start of your league? Oh, I don't think so, mate. I peaked at gold. That's as far as I got, and I just don't have time to play it anymore. Although, I'll tell you when my league... this is... what do you guys think? Is this too big a bottle? I'm not a big fan of big bottles. I've got this for football. This is 1 litre. I'm a small guy. I feel like this is too big for me. I'm going to look a bit silly drinking this. But, what was I saying? My league arc will be when my eldest son turns 12, when he can play the game. I know you might be thinking, oh, Dom, what? You've got an 8-year-old and he's not allowed to play League of Legends. It's not me, it's Mrs. Sacco. And to be honest, I do agree with her. There's content in that game that isn't super suitable in my opinion. I think maybe once he's 10, it might be a little bit better. But I remember he did the training tool. I let him do the training tool and he picked Miss Fortune, and Miss Fortune was talking in a sultry voice to him, oh, Summoner and all this. I was like, I don't think this is suitable. Wait till he gets a little bit older, once he gets closer to his teens. But yeah. Potato emotes coming soon, 100%. Taking a dive into Lego Star Wars next. Yeah, I love the Lego Star Wars stuff. Very fun. Very fun. Carbet says, glad to hear it. The scene wouldn't be the same without you. Honestly, you might find that not having pressure to make content might spark some motivation to do it again. That's exactly what I said earlier. Yeah, I completely agree with that. I won't have the pressure. The pressure will lift. When you build something bigger than yourself, you do create pressure with that. And I didn't grow it that big really. I did pretty well, I'd say, but it's not like I've grown Dexerto. That's really grown something big, much bigger than yourself. And people can criticise Dexerto, whatever, streamer drama news. There's a demand for it, right? They produce that kind of content because there's a big demand for it. And a lot of my articles I've done, there isn't a massive demand, but I've written in my announcement today, I've leaned away from that sort of drama content a bit over the years. Duffy says, now you're going green. What do you mean? Now you're going freelance. Get them and put them down as a work expense. I do. Put what down as a work expense? Duffy, sorry, I'm slow with the chat. But even with my site, I would in the first few years I wasn't very good. I wasn't putting car journeys for work or some train tickets on expenses, and I was really wrong to do that. And I learnt the hard way when it came to doing tax returns that you need to put all that down as an expense. Carbet says, not the first time I've done a father and son coaching project. Just let me know. Amazing. And I've got a family of 5, right? There's myself, Mrs. Sacco, and the 3 kids. League of Legends team, right? Wait till the twins get a bit older. My wife will not play it, but I'll have 4 of us. I want to make a band. That's what I want to do. I've got my youngest son likes the drums. My eldest son likes guitar and ukulele. And hopefully my daughter will get into some kind of instrument when she gets older as well. Carbet says, when do we get to know who's taking it over? Good question, and I'm not sure is the answer. I don't think this company like to announce their properties too much. So that's a tough one. I don't want to. I can say other things, but it might allude a bit to who the company might be. So I'm not sure. Dig around, maybe if you have a look around and see what you can try and deduce. But I did have a few questions on DM earlier, Kaibet, of Fairy G. Hey, how's it going? Thanks very much for following. I did have a few questions earlier from people saying, is it Saudi? No, and I want to make that clear because I think I wouldn't sell to an entity that is not involved in journalism or like endemic to publications in journalism and websites, right? So I'll say I've sold to a company that have good knowledge of that space and a big team. So yeah. New consoles. Can you technically do that though? I mean, for you write review, don't you write? You've written reviews and things, haven't you? Can you put a console down as tax deductible? I guess if I'm doing articles about, like, I've done articles on Pokemon Unity. Is it Pokemon Unity? I've got that horrendously wrong. Sorry, Pokemon Unite. Yeah, and stuff like that. I suppose that would count, wouldn't it? The real Fairy G. Have I pronounced your name right? I hope I've pronounced your name right, by the way. Anything else to chat about here? Is there anything else? I've spoken about family time. I don't think there's much more I can add to this, really. Yeah, like I say, it's not a goodbye. I'm still going to be around. And like I say, as soon as I've actually had like a proper call on freelance work with the new owners, I'm sure I'll let everyone know on socials if I'm still producing content for Esports News UK or not. I've done loads of thank yous there, and I couldn't fit everyone. It's too many people, but I wanted to thank mainly my writers, the sponsors who've supported me, my web dev, Elliot of Rely WP, who's fantastic. By the way, if anyone needs a website set up, Elliot, I want to give this guy a special shout out actually, because I did an article years ago about Man U being interested in moving into Overwatch and Fnatic and all this stuff, and it did so well it took down my website. My old host, I was paying like 20 quid a year or something, right? Just couldn't handle it. So I needed to find a host that could handle large amounts of traffic and all that stuff. There you go, you can see the Esports News UK logo there. And I was asking on Twitter, can anyone help? I didn't want to find like an expensive boutique, hosting provider and it'd be too expensive. And this guy reached out to me and I took a chance on him, and I'm so glad I did, because he's been my web host, I think, since 2016, pretty much the whole time I've been doing Esports News UK as a more serious thing, and he's been amazing. He's given me good rates because I was one of his first clients. I've had managed hosting, I've had my own server, right? He had backups on there. Anyone tried to take the site down or anything like that, it never happened. Like I say, he had the backups. If anyone wants a site made where you want some quality stuff like your own server or managed hosting or whatever else, what I like about Elliot and Rely WP and what his business is that I could just focus on the content stuff, and if there were any tech issues or anything like that, I could just message him and say, Elliot, this WordPress dark mode plugin has gone janky, it's not displaying pull quotes or whatever. Most issues he'd have fixed within a day. And serious issues he'd have fixed very, very quickly. So I don't know how he does it, because he's kind of like me. I don't know if he employs people. He's kind of like a small one-man band like me. But I want to give a special shout out to Elliot, because he kept the site going and just been a fantastic help. Unfortunately, the new owners have decided that they have all their own stuff in-house. So it's been quite a sudden moving away from his services, but I've said to him, if I do a website in the future, which I probably will, or a bigger website or something, he's first on my list. So yeah, shout out to Elliot. I've pronounced you right, good. Duffy says, if you're a streamer, I don't see why not if you're streaming games from it. Yeah, Carbet says, hopefully you are. You've literally created such a solid piece of UK sports history, done us all such a service over the years. Yeah, and I'm hoping, all the articles I've done, I'm confident they're going to be there, right? That's partly why I set Esports News UK up, was to track UK esports history. Obviously not done every single story, and you're not going to please everyone. There are some, I've had some people messaging me saying, I don't like some of the articles you do, Dom. You're not going to please everyone. That's just life, isn't it? But I think I've done a good job of tracking some of the main stuff, the big wins and the big moves and the closures and big interviews and stuff like that. So yeah, shout out again to all these great writers that have helped me, and I hope they can do more with the new owners. Shout out to my Patreon supporters as well. I still have a Patreon. I feel a bit bad about this now. I'm still going to do my weekly vlogs. I'll just, instead of talking about Esports News UK and running Esports News UK and what I'm doing next and all that stuff, I'll talk about what I'm doing in my book and the process there. And I think, and to any Patreon supporter that's still with me when my book launches, I'll give them a free copy, probably. All right, so I've still got that, but it's a small thing anyway. That's it, I think. I think that's everything. We're 11 o'clock. I'm tired, so I'm feeling like it's a good time at this point to end the stream or come to a close. If anyone has any more questions for me, now's the time. 13 we've got in the stream. Oh, Duffy says, we might have to have a gander. I might be setting up my own site soonish as a hobby. Oh, brilliant. Yeah, go for it. I don't know what... he was... I don't know... Let me have a look at his plans here. View plans and pricing. Hang on. Graham WordPress support. If you're doing your own site as a hobby, you might be able to do a basic. I mean, look, these are quite expensive now. I mean, these rates have gone up. between us, I wasn't paying. I wasn't paying these fees. He gave me some really good rates, Elliot, because I was one of his first clients, and also I think because he had an esports site back in the day, and he liked the fact that I was doing esports stuff, right? Doing esports stuff. But this, you might be able to get something that is a bit lower than this, and he does a custom thing. This is all like advanced stuff, right? 24/7 uptime monitoring. This is for sites that that need this stuff. Need all these gigabytes of storage and certain visits per month and all this stuff. Right? His prices have gone up quite a bit over the years, but deserves to, because he does a really good job. Yearly. Oh no, look, this is a lot more. This is a lot more affordable. This was more in line with what I was doing. But yeah, if you're doing it as a small hobby site, maybe stick with the basic WordPress thing. But then if you're going to get loads of traffic, you need something like this, right? You need to keep the site up. And people don't see this stuff. I had a lot of outgoings for Esports News UK. I had a lot. It's bloody hard, journalism. It's really hard to make a living. When is Matt says, hi Matt, says, my favourite one was Nathan's Tinder April Fool's Day session. Yes. Was that are you talking about the article I wrote about Nathan, or are you talking about something he did the other day? Because that wasn't an April Fool's, that article I wrote about Nathan. Are you talking about this wasn't an April Fool's joke. This actually happened. Duffy, I still have your Esports News UK business card from when I first met you. I remember meeting you, because you were at G2A, weren't you? I remember that. At an event. What event was that? Was that MCM or something? Can't believe they even added League of Legends as a tag. I know, it's a great story. It's fun, I like doing fun things like that. People don't realise how it all adds up. Not easy these days, especially with the bills going up generally. It's really hard. It's one of the reasons why I agreed on the sale as well. Duffy, my funds were quite low, but I do have a few invoices coming in, but yeah, that's that one. That's not April Fool's, Matt. Yeah, it's legit. That's it. MCM early 2016. This actually happened. He did report a drop in matches. I mean, what he said was a little bit jokey, right? And I saw it, and I did this as a draft article, and I sent him it on Discord, and he was cracking up, howling. I was like, can I actually do it as an article? Are you up for it? He's like, yes, 100%. And it did so well, this. It got picked up by quite a few other news channels and things like that. Jake Lucky did a tweet and didn't blooming credit me. People had to like hound him to say, hey, can you credit Dom? Can't actually see it here. No, I'm not sure. I want to be looking through Twitter. You see what all kinds of nonsense you see these days, don't you? Now I can't find it. But he tweeted about it, and a few others did as well. But yeah. Well, I think that's it, everyone. Thank you so much for talking to me, being here. I really like these catch-up streams. I haven't done one for ages, like I say. I will try and do these more every now and then. Maybe a new game comes out. I've still got so many games I want to get through. I've still got the World of Warcraft latest expansion, which I haven't even got round to playing yet. I'd like to sink my teeth into that at some point. Sandro Tonali take about match of the day. What was the Liverpool score, by the way? Search function barely works anymore. What is that on? Oh, Twitter. Yeah. 100%. Yeah. Matt says, "Don't be a stranger, Chief. Be a stranger, Chief, but don't be a stranger. We're all here for you. Thank you. It means a lot." Cafox says, "Thank you for everything you've done and will continue to do for UK sports." Oh, 1-0. That's a shame, isn't it? I was hoping Liverpool would lose a couple of games, but yeah. Thanks everyone, and thank you again to NCL Together. I think it was who gave a donation. You don't need to do that. I've just sold my site. You don't need to donate to me, but that's very, very kind. Thank you very much. I'll probably put this on YouTube or something, or maybe make a new YouTube. And I do have a Dom Sacco YouTube. It's got a load of old nonsense on there. I need to update it really. But the UKEL, how's it going? Is that Synergy? I love you too. It's the UKEL. I'm sorry I couldn't make the Manchester event. You're doing a great job. Keep it up. And I really hope, we're in such a good phase of it. Actually, I'm glad you're in the chat. Before I go, it might be, well, whoever it is, I was on, because I do a bit of freelance for British Esports, right? I'm still going to be doing that. I may be doing more with them, we'll see. But I was having a chat with them earlier about, they were talking about some of the stuff they've done. They've just done the British Esports Cup featuring Rocket League, which was a part of the Birmingham Major. And I think they're thinking about, and that looks good, right? And they're integrated with the pros, and it's a grassroots tournament, and Blast are supporting it, and Psyonix are supporting it, and all this stuff. Local authorities supporting it. I think they want to branch into other games as well, and this is beyond their potentially, right? That this isn't confirmed or anything like that, but I think they're exploring the idea of doing things in other games outside of the collegiate stuff. And I mentioned UKEL and League of Legends because they have a fantastic facility up there. I know it's in Sunderland, it's quite a way up. They have a really good facility and all this stuff. So please DM me, and maybe I can intro you, or send me your email or something, and I can drop you if you're interested in having a chat with them. That could be quite good. I thought of the UKEL. Yes, they are. They're Sunderland. Duffy, you should definitely, give you a shout if I'm up there. You should give them a shout. That would be amazing. Yeah, DM me, whoever this is, Synergy or whoever, at some point with your email address, and just remind me this. And at some point over the next week, I'll try and intro you to Dave. We do have something in talks in the background in the Stoke area. Oh, cool. Okay. The memes you'd create with that, right? Could you do it on a coldy rainy night in Stoke, right? Could you win the League of Legends LAN in a coldy rainy night in Stoke? That'd be brilliant. It is Synergy. Okay, cool. Yeah, please. I look forward to the future, mate. And I'm sorry if I came across a bit weird in the tweet I did the other week. I just thought you did a nice thank you post, and I felt like James Brod, he was in the chat earlier, has done so much right with the event last year and all that stuff. I don't want to slight you or anything like that. I just wanted to shout him out as well, because he's done a good job, hasn't he? It's been amazing for you with your Lost Return stuff as well. So that's it, everyone. Thanks so much. What I've been streaming, 1 hour and 20. I'll whack this on YouTube, and I'll still be around. I've still got this backlog to do over the next week or so, and then maybe, I'd say probably from May or so, I'm going to start writing this book. I don't know when it'll be out. It'll be out when it's out. Hopefully by the end of this year. You never know. Maybe sooner. But I don't want to promise anything. Maybe next year. I don't know. So yeah, thanks a lot, everyone. And love you all. Love to you all. Cheers for your support. And I'll see you next time, I'm sure. Take care. Elliot, you've just joined the stream too late. I'll put the VOD, if it doesn't save the VOD, I'll put it on YouTube or something, and share it. I'll aim to share it on socials. But yeah, thanks for tuning in, mate, and it'd be good to catch up with you soon.